Hi there, my name is FNGR, and today's talk is going to be unpleasant. Earlier in the week, I made a statement I wanted to do a video covering Concur 9 from the commentary community, in part because I had more to say, and I wanted to stress test my rating system.
Used to draw women as sexual objects and nothing else, and of course...
In case you didn't see that already, this is going to be an R rating. I'd like to state, I'm not a misogynistic asshole who gets his kicks on telling an artist what they can and can't draw, and the freedom of artistic expression is an important ideal to uphold, fight, and possibly even die for. Excuse me for being melodramatic. That said, originally, I was simply going to leave a comment, say my piece on how negativity and feedback and criticism isn't bad, and then I found my remark was removed. And sadly, Miss Dabble, I don't respond well to being silenced, so...
Analysis isn't exactly the greatest thing to ever hit the internet. Things first, I can't watch the show now without thinking critically of it, or much of anything. I had to retrain myself to enjoy things, and this is unfortunately way too common of a problem.
This is one of the most incendiary bullshit things I've ever seen in my life. Honey, please. That would be like if I looked at something and I perceived it as being offensive as a piece of artwork and blamed it for ruining the aesthetic appeal of everything else in the world.
I'm a part of a lot of IRL groups just because the community is the majority of people I connect with. But even among them, I lost some enjoyment of the show. I don't mind some negative criticism, in fact I think it's important, but there came a time period when many of the people I admired in the community either turned sour or hurtful.
In other words, you're basically saying if you're going to be considered a good person in my book, you better be positive. You're considering these opinions hurtful without offering examples, so that you can paint the narrative that you were a victim and these people were somehow negligent to you. You built up an echo chamber of positivity devoid of wanting to hear criticism. Here, listen to this.
Because of this, I felt like whatever I wrote was automatically going to be bad or criticized according to the fandom.
Criticism isn't bad. Do you know where the gaming world would be if fans didn't give negative feedback? The Xbox One would always be online and not support used games. Do you know why that changed? A sweeping wave of critical, negative feedback. Oh, and by the way, that's called an example. It's one more than you offered. It's important to offer to engage in a healthy exchange of ideas and not simply paint the side you don't agree with as hurtful. To quote Aeon of Dreams, just because you're offended doesn't make you right. The heavy-handed and emotional manipulative propaganda of showing your OC crying doesn't make you right. It's another attempt at creating an echo chamber and silencing opposition, much in the same way that the analysis rift has fallen from a place of healthy debate to a den of RP, where literally show discussion is straight up banned. My sources for this include Past Analysis and Moliminous. By the way, that's another example of, well, quite giving an example, Miss Dabble. You might want to consider that before flinging around hyperbole. Shame on you.